Have you ever felt it? That quiet, persistent whisper deep inside you. That feeling that there is more to you than what the world sees. More potential, more power, more passion locked away. Have you ever looked in the mirror and asked, is this it? Is this all I am? What if I told you that the person you are today is only a fraction, a mere shadow of the person you have the potential to become? What if I told you that greatness isn't something you are born with, but something you build day by day, brick by brick, thought by thought? What if the key to unlocking that incredible, unlimited version of yourself wasn't a secret lottery ticket or some magic pill, but a simple daily promise you make to yourself? A promise to learn, a promise to grow, a promise to develop yourself daily. If that idea sends a spark through your soul, if it makes your heart beat just a little bit faster, then stay with me. Because for the next few minutes, we are not just going to talk about changing your life. We are going to forge the very key that will unlock your full potential and set your spirit on fire. This is not just another video. This is an awakening, your awakening, and it starts right now. There is a powerful idea, one that has echoed through the halls of history, spoken by the philosopher and writer Will Durant. He said, education is a progressive discovery of our own ignorance. Now, hold on. I know what you might be thinking. Ignorance, that sounds negative, but I want you to flip that word on its head. See it not as a lack, but as an invitation. Imagine your mind as a vast, dark room. Every time you learn something new, you light a candle. With that first candle, you don't just see a tiny circle of light. You suddenly become aware of how vast the darkness truly is. You see the shadows of furniture you never knew existed, the outlines of doors leading to other rooms. Is that awareness of the darkness a bad thing? No, it's the most exciting thing in the world. It's a map, a treasure map to all the knowledge and wisdom that is waiting for you. This is the essence of growth. It's the philosophy of constant self-improvement. It's about choosing to light a new candle every single day. The world we live in, my friends, it is not standing still, is it? Technology, society, the very definition of a successful life is changing at the speed of light. What worked yesterday is obsolete today. The comfort zone, that place where we feel safe and knowledgeable, has become the most dangerous place to live. It's a cage. A beautifully decorated cage, perhaps, but a cage nonetheless. To stand still is to be left behind. To stop learning is to start decaying. Lifelong learning isn't just a nice little hobby for retirement anymore. It is the single most critical skill for survival, for relevance, for fulfillment in the 21st century. It is your shield and your sword in the face of uncertainty. It is the engine of your evolution. Let's talk about what this really means. What this journey of continuous learning truly gives you. Yes, it can lead to career advancement, a better job, more money, and those things are important. They provide security and opportunity, but that is just the surface. We need to go deeper. Think about the cognitive benefits. Think about your mind. Every time you learn a new skill, read a challenging book, or wrestle with a complex idea, you are not just accumulating facts. You are literally rewiring your brain. You are building new neural pathways. You are creating a more complex, more resilient, more powerful mind. It's like taking your brain to the gym. The more you work it, the stronger, faster, and more agile it becomes. That feeling of mental sharpness, of being able to connect dots, no one else sees that is a superpower. And it's a superpower you can build. But even beyond that, there is something more profound. Learning keeps you adaptable. Life is going to throw curveballs at you. It will knock you down. It will test you in ways you cannot possibly imagine right now. That is a guarantee. A world that is constantly changing requires a mind that is capable of adapting. When you are a lifelong learner, you don't fear change, you embrace it. You see it not as a threat, but as an opportunity, a new puzzle to solve, a new world to explore. This adaptability builds a deep, unshakable resilience in your spirit. When others are panicking because the old way of doing things is gone, you will be the one who is calm, curious, and already building the new way. That is strength. That is true security. And what about personal fulfillment? What about the soul? This might be the most important benefit of all. Learning for the sake of learning, following your curiosity down a rabbit hole just because it fascinates you, that is how you feed your soul. It's how you keep the spark of wonder and excitement alive within you. It's the difference between merely existing and being truly, vibrantly alive. To learn a new language, to understand the stars, to play a musical instrument, to grasp the beauty of a mathematical equation, these things add color and texture and richness to your life. They connect you to the vast tapestry of human knowledge and creativity. They make your inner world a beautiful, magnificent place to be. It's a journey from a black and white life to one lived in spectacular, breathtaking technicolor. So how do we do this? How do we take this grand, beautiful idea and weave it into the fabric of our messy, busy, complicated lives? How do we make learning a daily habit? This is where the magic happens. It's not about finding 8 extra hours in your day. It's not about enrolling in a decade-long university program. It's about small, simple, intentional actions. It's about creating a personal ritual of growth. Think about the pockets of time that already exist in your day. Your morning commute, that's not traffic time, that's podcast university. Your lunch break, that's not just for eating. That's 20 minutes with a book that can change your perspective. Waiting in line at the grocery store, that's 5 minutes to learn a new word in a different language on an app. We have to stop seeing learning as this monumental task that requires a classroom and a professor. Learning is everywhere. It's in the conversations you have, the documentaries you watch, the articles you scroll past. The shift is in your eye intention. To consciously choose to consume content that nourishes your mind instead of content that just numbs it. Let's get practical. What's your style? Are you a reader? Then make it a rule, 10 pages a day. That's it, just 10 pages. It seems like nothing, right? But in a year, that's over 3,600 pages. That's 10 to 12 books. You could become an expert in a new field with that level of commitment. Do you prefer listening? There are podcasts on literally every topic imaginable. Find one that sparks your curiosity and make it your companion while you're driving or doing chores or working out. Are you a visual learner? The key is to create a personalized learning plan. Don't just do what someone else says is important. What are you curious about? What skill, if you learned it, would make you feel powerful? What topic makes your heart race with excitement? Start there. Your passion is the fuel. Don't force yourself to read dry academic textbooks if you hate them. Find a documentary. Listen to an audiobook. Find a hands-on project. The method doesn't matter as much as the momentum. Make it a non-negotiable part of your day, just like brushing your teeth. You don't debate whether you have time to brush your teeth, do you? You just do it. Treat your learning time with that same level of respect. Schedule it in your calendar if you have to. Protect that time like a dragon guards its gold, because it is infinitely more valuable. It is the time you invest in your greatest asset, you. Now, I can feel the skepticism creeping in for some of you. I can hear the voice of the enemy, the voice of the dragon that guards the comfort zone. It's a voice we all know. It whispers, I don't have time. It screams, I'm not smart enough. It sighs, I'm too tired. I've lost my motivation. Let's talk about these barriers. Let's look these dragons right in the eye, because they are not real. They are illusions. They are stories we tell ourselves to justify staying in the cage. I don't have time. Is that really true? Or is it that you haven't made it a priority? We all have the same 24 hours in a day. The billionaire, the artist, the student, you, me, all of us. The difference is how we choose to allocate that time. Let's do a quick, honest audit. How much time did you spend yesterday scrolling aimlessly through social media? How much time did you spend watching television shows that you won't even remember in a week? I am not saying you can't relax. But what if you took just 30 minutes of that passive consumption time and turned it into active growth time? Just 30 minutes. That's not a time issue, it's a priority issue. You have the time. The question is, what are you going to do with it? I'm not smart enough. This one is a deep wound for so many of us. A cruel lie planted in our minds, perhaps by a careless teacher, a critical parent, or a past failure. Let me be absolutely clear. The idea of smart is a myth. There are different types of intelligence, different ways of learning. You are not bad at learning. You just haven't found your way of learning yet. Maybe you're not a book learner. Maybe you're a hands-on learner. Maybe you need to see it, to touch it, to build it. Stop comparing your learning journey to anyone else's. Your path is your own. The only intelligence you need is the courage to try, the humility to be a beginner, and the persistence to keep going when it gets hard. You are smart enough, you just need to believe it. I've lost my motivation. Motivation is not a lightning strike. It's not a magical feeling that just appears. Motivation is a result. It's the baby that is born from the parent of action. You don't wait for motivation to strike before you go to the gym. You go to the gym, and after you finish the workout, you feel motivated. It's the same with learning. The secret is to start small, ridiculously small. So small that your brain can't even argue with it. Don't set a goal to read more. Set a goal to read one page. Don't say, I'm going to learn Spanish. Say, I'm going to open the language app for 2 minutes. Set goals that are so achievable, it's almost laughable. And then you celebrate. When you read that one page, don't just move on. Take a second, acknowledge it. Tell yourself, I did it. I kept the promise I made to myself. This is so important. You are creating a positive feedback loop. Your brain begins to associate the action of learning with the reward of accomplishment. That little hit of dopamine makes you want to do it again tomorrow, and that is how you build a sustainable habit. You don't rely on fleeting motivation. You build a system of discipline and reward. You build momentum, and soon that momentum becomes an unstoppable force. This is not a race. It's not a competition. This is a journey, your journey, a journey of growth, of discovery, of becoming. There will be days when you feel like you are soaring and days when you feel like you are crawling. Both are part of the path. The goal is not to reach some final destination called perfection. That place doesn't exist. The goal is to fall in love with the process, to embrace the journey itself, to find joy in the struggle, beauty in the effort, and deep, profound satisfaction in the simple act of becoming a little bit better, a little bit wiser, a little bit more yourself than you were yesterday. So I ask you again, what about that whisper, that feeling that there is more to you? It's not just a feeling, it's a truth. It's your future self, calling to you from across time, begging you to start laying the path, begging you to start lighting the candles, begging you to start building the person you were always meant to be. Don't let that voice fade. Don't let the noise of the world drown it out. Listen to it, honor it, act on it. Your journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Take that step today. Pick up that book, listen to that podcast, ask that question. Start your own learning journey right here, right now. It doesn't matter where you are in your life. It doesn't matter how old you are or what you've done in the past. Your past does not define you. The only thing that defines you is the choice you make in this very moment. Choose growth, choose curiosity, choose to unlock the sleeping giant within you. Embrace lifelong learning, not as a chore, but as the greatest adventure of your life. Become a student of the world, a student of life, a student of yourself. The potential inside you is limitless. The power to achieve your dreams is already in your hands. All you have to do is develop it daily. So, what will it be? Will you close this video and go back to the comfort zone, back to the cage, or will you take a deep breath and light your first candle? The choice, as always, is yours. Believe in yourself. Start now and watch as your world and the person you are begins to transform in the most magnificent ways. So you've made the choice. You've decided to light that candle. You've taken that first terrifying, beautiful step out of the cage and into the vastness of your own potential. I want you to hold that feeling, breathe it in. That is the feeling of coming alive. But I need to be honest with you. This journey we are embarking on, this path of daily development, it is not a sprint. It is the marathon of your life. It is a sacred vow you make, not just for this week or this month, but for the rest of your days. This is not a quick fix. This is a fundamental shift in who you are. It is the decision to stop being a passive spectator in your own life and to become the active, conscious creator of your own becoming. And this journey, it will not always be a straight line. Oh no, do not fool yourself into thinking it will be an easy, gentle upward slope. There will be days, weeks, maybe even months where you feel like you are on a plateau. You'll be putting in the work, reading the pages, listening to the podcasts, and you'll feel stuck. You'll look in the mirror and see the same person. The dragon of doubt will whisper in your ear again. See, it's not working. You're wasting your time. Just go back to the comfort of the cage. These are the moments that will define you. These plateaus are not signs of failure. They are the periods of consolidation. It's the ground hardening beneath your feet before you build the next level of your skyscraper. It's the seed absorbing water in the darkness of the soil before it has the strength to break through into the sunlight. You must trust the process. You must have faith in the unseen growth. You must keep showing up, especially when you don't feel like it, especially when you can't see the results. That is discipline. That is commitment. That is the heart of a champion. There will be setbacks. You will try to learn a skill and you will fail miserably. You will feel clumsy and foolish and you will want to quit. Good. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a stepping stone on the path to success. Every time you fail, you are learning. You are discovering what doesn't work. You are gathering precious data. The only true failure is the failure to try again. So I want you to reframe failure. See it as your teacher. See it as a badge of honor that proves you are pushing your limits, that you are daring to live outside the lines. When you fall, do not lie there and wallow in defeat. Ask yourself, what did this teach me? And then you stand up, you dust yourself off, and you take one more step. Think of yourself as a sculptor. You were born with a magnificent giant block of marble. That marble is your potential. Inside that block of stone is a masterpiece, a breathtaking work of art that is the true you, your daily learning, your daily effort, that is the chisel and the hammer. Every book you read, every skill you practice, every challenge you overcome, you are chipping away a small piece of the rough, unformed stone. At first it's messy, you can't see the shape, it just looks like a pile of dust and rock. But if you keep chipping day after day with patience, with vision, with love for the process, slowly, miraculously, the form begins to emerge. An arm, a face, the unmistakable outline of the masterpiece that was hidden inside all along. You are that masterpiece. And you are also the sculptor. What a glorious divine responsibility that is, to be both the creator and the creation. And here is the most incredible secret of this journey: the magic of compounding knowledge. It's like investing money. That one page you read today seems insignificant. That 15 minutes of practice feels like a drop in the ocean, but those drops, they accumulate, they build on each other. And over time, they create a tidal wave of competence and wisdom. The knowledge you gain in one area will unexpectedly connect to another. The problem-solving skills you learn from coding will help you navigate a difficult personal relationship. The empathy you learn from reading great literature will make you a better leader. The discipline you build from learning an instrument will spill over into your health and fitness. It all connects. Your mind becomes a beautiful, intricate web of understanding. You start to see the world in a way you never could before. You see patterns, you see solutions, you see beauty where others see only chaos. This is the exponential power of growth. What you do today is not just for today. You are planting a seed for a tree whose shade you will enjoy for decades to come. You are investing in a future version of yourself that will look back on today and say, thank you. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for believing in me. This journey is not just about accumulating information. It's about transformation. It's a journey of self-discovery. As you learn about the world, you will inevitably learn about yourself. You will discover passions you never knew you had. You will unearth strengths you never knew you possessed. You will confront your deepest fears and realize they are paper tigers. You will push against what you thought were your limits, only to watch them crumble into dust before your very eyes. You will learn what sets your soul on fire. You will discover your purpose. You will find you, the real you, the one who has been waiting patiently beneath all the layers of doubt and fear and societal expectation. And for what? Why go through all this effort? Why face the plateaus and the failures? Why choose the difficult path of the sculptor? Because the alternative is you unthinkable. The alternative is a life of quiet desperation, a life of stagnation, a life spent wondering, what if? What if I had tried harder? What if I had learned that skill? What if I had read that book? What if I had not let fear win? That question, what if, is the most haunting ghost that can ever visit a person on their deathbed. It is the poison of regret. I am here today to tell you that you do not have to live that life. You have the power, Rhode Island GHT now, to banish that ghost forever. You have the power to live a life so full, so rich, so vibrant that there is no room for regret. A life of purpose, a life of passion, a life where you become a source of light and inspiration for everyone around you. A person who is resilient in the face of storms, adaptable in the face of change, wise in the face of complexity, and deeply, profoundly fulfilled. This is your birthright, but you have to claim it. So I am no longer asking you, I am challenging you, I am daring you. I dare you to believe in the whisper inside of you. I dare you to declare war on your comfort zone. I dare you to pick up your chisel and hammer and begin the magnificent work of sculpting your masterpiece. I want you to make a promise, not to me, not to anyone else, but to that future version of yourself who is begging you to start a sacred promise. I want you to find a piece of paper right now or open a note on your phone, and I want you to write it down. Write down the one thing, the one skill, the one topic, the one book you will start with. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Make it real, make it tangible. Write it down and put it somewhere you will see it every single day, on your mirror, on your desk, as your phone's wallpaper. Let that be your declaration of independence, your personal manifesto of growth. And then I want you to take the first tiny step, read the first page, watch the first 5 minutes of the tutorial, do the first lesson. And when you do it, I want you to feel the power in that action. You are no longer someone who talks about changing. You are someone who does. This is your moment. This is your call to adventure. The world is desperate for people who are alive, who are passionate, who are constantly growing and contributing their unique gifts. Be one of those people. Choose growth, choose discovery, choose to live a life that will echo in eternity. Unlock your full potential, not by wishing for it, but by building it. One day at a time. Now go, your journey awaits, and the masterpiece is waiting to be revealed. Part 2. And so the masterpiece waits. But what if I told you that the revelation of this masterpiece of you is not the end of the story? What if it is only the beginning of your true purpose? We have spoken of sculpting yourself, of building your mind, of feeding your soul. We have focused on the incredible personal transformation that comes from a commitment to daily growth. But now we must look beyond ourselves, because the most profound truth of this journey is this: you are not lighting these candles just for yourself. You are not climbing this mountain just to see the view. You are becoming a lighthouse. And the purpose of a lighthouse is not to celebrate its own light, but to guide other ships safely to shore. This is the ripple effect. This is the sacred responsibility that comes with power and with wisdom. Your growth is not a selfish act. It is the greatest gift you can give to the world. When you conquer your fears, you show others that their fears can be conquered. When you master a new skill, you inspire others to learn. When you live with passion and purpose, you give others permission to do the same. Your light illuminates the path for those who are still lost in the darkness. You become a walking, talking testament to what is possible. You become hope. Think about the people in your life, your family, your friends, your colleagues, even strangers you pass on the street. Every interaction you have is an exchange of energy. Before, perhaps you were absorbing energy. You were filled with doubt, with anxiety, with the quiet desperation of the comfort zone. But now you are a generator. You radiate a different frequency, a frequency of confidence, of curiosity, of resilience, of joy. People will feel it. They may not know what it is, but they will be drawn to it. Your calm in a crisis will soothe their panic. Your thoughtful questions will spark their own curiosity. Your disciplined action will motivate them to stop making excuses. You will not have to preach a single word. Your life will become the sermon. Your actions will become the lesson. This is how we change the world. Not by trying to change others, but by having the courage to change ourselves so profoundly that we inspire others to change themselves. But this journey inward goes even deeper than that. The first phase of learning is often about acquiring external knowledge, skills, facts, languages. The second, more advanced phase is about acquiring internal knowledge. It is the journey into your own inner universe. It is the quest for emotional intelligence. This means turning the spotlight of your awareness inward. It means having the courage to meet the parts of yourself you have been avoiding. The inner critic that tells you you're not good enough. The shadow self that holds your anger, your jealousy, your shame. For years, we run from these things. We numb them with distraction. We bury them under busy work. But the master of self-development, the true sculptor, knows that you cannot create a masterpiece by ignoring parts of the stone. You must learn to understand these parts, to listen to them, to integrate them. This is the work of a warrior. To sit with your own discomfort without flinching, to observe your anger without being consumed by it, to feel your sadness without letting it drown you, to hear the voice of your inner critic and say, I hear you, thank you for trying to protect me, but I am in charge now. This is true power, not the power to control others, but the power to master yourself. To achieve a state of inner peace, a calm center in the hurricane of life. When you can do that, you become unshakable. External events can no longer throw you off balance. You are anchored in the deep, quiet truth of your own being. And from this place of inner mastery, something incredible begins to happen. You start to forge your own philosophy. Most people go through life inheriting their beliefs like they inherit their grandmother's furniture. They accept the political views of their parents, the religious doctrines of their community, the definition of success sold to them by society, all without question. They are living a life based on a script written by someone else. The lifelong learner, the self-developer, eventually realizes this is not enough. Through your reading, through your experiences, through your quiet contemplation, you begin to question everything. You put all the old beliefs on trial. You ask, is this really true for me? Does this align with my deepest values? Does this make me a better, more loving, more effective human being? You begin to consciously, deliberately construct your own worldview. You take a piece of wisdom from Stoic philosophy, a dash of compassion from Buddhist teachings, a spark of innovation from a tech entrepreneur, a dose of resilience from a historical biography, and you weave them together into a tapestry that is uniquely yours. This is the birth of intellectual freedom. You are no longer a puppet of cultural conditioning. You are the sovereign of your own mind. You have created your own personal code, your own North Star to navigate the complexities of life. This philosophy becomes your bedrock, the foundation upon which you build every decision, every action, every relationship. This process also fundamentally changes your relationship with time. For most, time is an enemy. It's always running out. There's never enough of it. It's a source of constant stress and anxiety. But as you grow, you begin to see time not as a thief, but as a canvas. The past is no longer a source of regret, but a library. Every mistake, every failure, every heartbreak is a book filled with priceless lessons. You learn to visit this library, check out a book, learn what you need to learn, and then put it back on the shelf without letting it haunt you. You extract the wisdom without reliving the pain. The future is no longer a source of anxiety, but a field of infinite possibility. You understand that the future is not some fixed destination, but something you are actively co-creating with every choice you make in the present. You plan for it, you have goals, but you are not attached to a single outcome. You are in love with the potential. And most importantly, the present moment becomes the point of power. It is the only place where anything ever actually happens. It is the place where the chisel meets the stone. It is where you apply the lessons of the past to create the possibilities of the future. You learn to live more and more in the now, to be fully present with your work, with your loved ones, with the simple act of breathing. You find that in this state of presence, time seems to expand. The richness of a single, fully lived moment becomes more valuable than a week of distracted, half-lived existence. You escape the prison of I'll be happy when, and you discover the profound joy of I am. And this all leads to the ultimate question. The question of legacy. Why are you doing this? Why are you forging yourself into this incredible, resilient, wise, and loving human being? For what purpose? The legacy of a true lifelong learner is not written in stone or measured in gold. It is not about the buildings that bear your name or the fortune you leave behind. It is a living legacy. It is written in the lives you have touched. It is measured in the ripples of positive influence you have set in motion. Your legacy is in the child who saw you reading every day and developed the love of learning themselves. It's in the friend who was inspired by your courage to finally leave the job they hated and pursue their passion. It's in the colleague who learned from your example how to lead with empathy and integrity. It's in the stranger who was touched by a moment of your kindness and decided to pay it forward. Your legacy is not an object you leave behind. It is a spirit you infuse into the world. It is the wisdom you shared, the comfort you gave, the strength you inspired. It is the idea that one person, by dedicating themselves to becoming the best version of themselves, can elevate the consciousness of everyone they interact with. It is the proof that a life of growth is a life of service. The ripples you create will continue to spread long after your name is forgotten, touching shores you will never see. That is immortality. That is a life that truly mattered. So we come full circle back to that whisper, that quiet, persistent voice that told you there was more. You see now, don't you? That whisper was not just calling you to a better life for yourself. It was a call to arms, a call to service, a call to your destiny. It was the universe whispering through you, asking you to become a partner in the work of creation, asking you to become a force for good, a beacon of light, an agent of evolution. Your personal development is planetary development. Your inner peace contributes to world peace. Your self-mastery is a gift to all of humanity. Do not take this responsibility lightly. It is the most sacred duty you will ever have. To take this block of marble, you were given this precious, unrepeatable human life, and to sculpt it into the most magnificent masterpiece you can possibly imagine. So I challenge you one last time, not just to learn, not just to grow. I challenge you to become a master of your craft, a master of your emotions, a master of your own life. I challenge you to build a legacy of light. I challenge you to answer the call of your destiny. The work is hard, the path is long, but the reward is everything. It is the fulfillment of your deepest potential. It is a life of meaning, of purpose, of joy. It is the knowledge that you did not just pass through this world, but that you left it more beautiful, more wise, and more hopeful than you found it. The masterpiece is waiting. The world is waiting. Your legacy is waiting. Now, pick up your chisel. The real work has just begun. The real work has just begun. What does that truly mean? It means we move from the theory of the sculptor to the daily, gritty, glorious reality of the studio. It's one thing to admire the idea of the masterpiece. It's another thing entirely to have marble dust under your fingernails every single day. The real work is the art and science of how you live, moment to moment, when the initial blaze of motivation has softened to a steady, enduring flame. First, You must become the curator of your world. A master sculptor does not work in a chaotic, distracting environment. They create a sacred space, a studio where genius can flourish. Your life is your studio, and you must be ruthless in what you allow into it. This begins with your information diet. What are you feeding your mind? Are you scrolling through endless feeds of outrage and comparison, or are you consuming ideas that stretch your soul and challenge your intellect? Every article you read, every podcast you listen to, every video you watch is either a piece of junk food that dulls your senses or a nutrient-dense meal that builds your mental muscle. Be a conscious curator. Unfollow the noise, mute the negativity, fill your feed, your library, your life with the minds of the greatest thinkers, artists and innovators, past and present. Let their wisdom be the air you breathe. This curation extends to the people you surround yourself with. There is an old saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Look around you. Do the people in your inner circle lift you up? Do they challenge you to be better? Do they speak the language of possibility or the language of complaint? This is not about abandoning friends or family, but it is about consciously choosing to spend more of your precious energy with those who are also on a path of growth. Seek out mentors. Find your tribe people who are also chipping away at their own block of marble. Create a mastermind of souls. The energy of a collective on the rise is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. Your environment can be a headwind that you must constantly fight against, or it can be a tailwind that accelerates your journey. Choose the tailwind. But the work is not all external. The sculptor's most important tool is not the chisel, but their inner vision. And that vision can only be clarified in silence. We live in a world that is terrified of silence. We fill every spare moment with noise, with distraction, with content. The real work requires you to reclaim solitude, to create pockets of stillness in your day where you can hear yourself think. This is where the real integration happens. It's in the quiet moments that the knowledge you've acquired begins to settle, to connect, to transform into wisdom. This is the practice of reflection. Start a journaling practice. Not a diary of what you did, but a logbook of your inner world. What did you learn today? Where did you succeed? Where did you fail? What triggered your anger or your joy? What patterns are emerging in your life? Writing is thinking on paper. It is a conversation with your deepest self. It is how you untangle the knots of your own consciousness. Explore meditation, not as some mystical, esoteric practice, but as the simple, radical act of paying attention to your own mind without judgment. To sit for just 10 minutes a day and watch your thoughts come and go like clouds in the sky, this practice builds the muscle of awareness. It creates a space between you and your thoughts, between you and your emotions. In that space lies your freedom, the freedom to choose your response rather than being a slave to your reactions. In the noisy marketplace of the world, solitude is your sanctuary. It is where you tune your instrument. It is where you receive your instructions from the soul. And this leads to the most crucial bridge you must build, the bridge from knowledge to wisdom. Our world is drowning in information but starved of wisdom. Knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad. Knowledge is reading 100 books on discipline. Wisdom is getting out of bed when the alarm goes off. Knowledge is knowing the path. Wisdom is walking the path. The real work is about closing the gap between the person you want to be and the person you are in your daily actions. It is about embodiment. How do you do this? You must treat your life as a laboratory. Every interaction is an experiment. You read about patience. The next time you are in a long line, that is your laboratory. You have a chance to practice. You learn about effective communication. The next difficult conversation with a loved one is your laboratory. You have a chance to embody what you've learned. You must start to see every single moment of your day, no matter how mundane, as an opportunity to practice being the person you aspire to become. Washing the dishes is a chance to practice mindfulness. Being stuck in traffic is a chance to practice equanimity. A difficult project at work is a chance to practice resilience. When you adopt this mindset, your entire life becomes your training ground. There are no wasted moments. Everything is an opportunity to chip away at the marble. This is how character is forged. Not in grand, heroic moments, but in the million small, conscious choices you make every single day when no one is watching. As you walk this path, you will encounter a subtle and powerful challenge, the paradox of detachment. As you grow, you will become more effective. You will achieve more. You will taste success. And with success comes the danger of the ego. The ego loves to claim victory. It becomes attached to the results, to the praise, to the identity of being a successful person. This attachment is a golden chain. It feels good, but it binds you just as tightly as any iron shackle. It creates a fear of failure, because failure now threatens your identity. The ultimate stage of the sculptor's art is to work with absolute passion, with total commitment, with every fiber of your being, and yet to remain completely detached from the outcome. To fall in love with the process of chipping the stone, not just the fantasy of the finished statue. To find joy in the effort itself. To do your absolute best, and then to let the results go, whatever they may be. This is the teaching of the Bhagavad Gita. You have a right to your actions, but never to your fruits. This is the highest freedom. To be able to act with courage and power without your inner peace being dependent on the external result. To be able to succeed with humility and to fail with grace. When you can do this, you are no longer playing the world's game. You are playing an infinite game, the game of becoming. And in that game, you can never truly lose. Finally, you must find the courage to be misunderstood. As you transform, you will change your frequency, and not everyone will be able to tune in. Some people who are comfortable in their own cages will be made uncomfortable by your freedom. Your light will illuminate the bars of their own prison, and they may resent you for it. They may call you strange. They may say you've changed. They may try to pull you back down to their level because your growth is a mirror to their stagnation. You must be prepared for this. You must develop a spine of steel and a heart of compassion. Understand that their reaction is not about you. It is about them. It is about their own fears and insecurities. Love them. Have compassion for them. But you must not, under any circumstances, dim your light to make them feel more comfortable. Your only responsibility is to the masterpiece within you. Walking the path of growth can sometimes be a lonely road, but it is better to walk alone in the right direction than to walk with a crowd in the wrong one. And eventually, you will find that your path converges with others who are also walking towards the light. Your true tribe will find you. So this is the real work. It is the conscious curation of your environment. It is the sacred practice of solitude and reflection. It is the daily embodiment of knowledge into wisdom. It is the paradoxical dance of passionate action and detached non-attachment. And it is the quiet courage to walk your own path, even if you must walk it alone. This is how the masterpiece is revealed. Not through some grand revelation, but through the steady, persistent, loving application of the chisel to the stone, day after day after day. It is the choice to live your life not as a frantic race to a finish line, but as a deliberate, beautiful work of art, where every breath is a brushstroke, every action is a line, and every day is another layer of color on the canvas of your soul. You are the artist. You are the art. And the real work, the beautiful work, the holy work has just begun.